This is radio for the revolution at ronpaulradio.com.
What's going on, y'all? You're back. I'm your host, Paco, and you're listening to Occupy the Media. Just want to say that we are running a promotion this month. Actually, the Enter Win It Money Bomb is April 15th. We want to promote that. With Santorum out, this is our chance to surge, so please urge listeners to save up whatever money they can between now and then to donate to the campaign. While supplies last, Ron Paul Radio is running a promotion called Inflate This. For every donation of $20 or more, we will send donors their very own Ron Paul blimp from our sponsors at ronpaulblimps.com. So donate to Ron Paul Radio at ronpaulradio.com/support, and then head over to ronpaulblimps.com to get your own promotional blimps to fly the message of liberty in your town. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you donate what you can when you can, and then we got the money bomb coming up. Also, remember, if you haven't checked it out already, the Ben Swan interview on YouTube, I did post it up yesterday. You can go to YouTube, my YouTube page, Paco757, or my Facebook, Paco Elijah, and you can see it on there, the interview on Ron Paul Radio with Hank Xavier, HX Live here on Ron Paul Radio. Now, I saw this clip. I came across this clip here on YouTube I want to play in case you missed it. It was back in January, and it was on Msnbc with, I'm going blank now. I forgot the guy's name, but you'll hear in a second. Let me go into in regards to the delegates, a little bit of truth came out on TV, which we're not used to getting. Hold on.
Where do we go from here?
So we're still asking that question? You Republicans are still asking the question?
Of course we are. What has changed? What has changed that would have us not asking that question right now? And Al, as you know, I mean, George W. Bush won in 2004 because he was able to draw every last conservative voter out. He didn't go to the middle. He drew every conservative out, and that's how Karl Rove won that election for George W. Bush.
No, I think you can't.
Mitt Romney is not going to pull those people out.
There's no way that I see Republican win unless you can unite the conservative base, which clearly is not happening. Then when you couple the fact that you have the Ron Paul element there, who will have delegates, it's going to be a very interesting convention. And let's not forget in the whole trauma of what's going on right now with Boehner from Newt Gingrich, let's not forget what Mitt Romney did to Gingrich in Iowa. I mean, so it's almost like he sowed what he's reaping now. He went in with a huge air attack through the media and media buys on Gingrich. Right. Now the same is happening to him. Quite an explosion of Republican unity.
Well, there's no doubt that this is. I mean, obviously, this is exactly what Mitt did in Iowa. To Newt. And nobody's saying Newt doesn't have a right to do it with Mitt. It's just how he's framing the issue is sort of bizarre for a conservative primary.
But the problem with a brokered convention scenario is you have to have somebody who's won a lot of delegates. And right now it's Ron Paul.
Oh, right? Dear. Okay, yeah. We've got that. Willie's News You Can't Use is next. We're back in just a moment.
Oh dear. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got that. Okay, get off. Let's run to the commercial. Oh, we can't. As soon as the truth come out, that's right. That's back what they only had, I think, one. We only had, Iowa done already? They know Ron Paul's getting the delegates. They know Ron Paul supporters are the only one who actually care enough to be out there putting in the hard work, putting in the time. And, I feel bad for Rick Santorum voters that were actually thinking that he was really running to beat Mitt Romney and actually thinking he was going to stick it in till the end. It's all a game. It's all a script. Santorum is doing what he's told. He's playing the game. So we knew that he was either going to go all the way to the end but still lose or drop out. And here on TV, you see what she says right before, oh dear, oh my goodness, we can't, basically they know they're not supposed to be getting that information out. They don't want people to know that he's getting the delegates. They don't want people to know the truth because then the perception will change. And remember what I said, when you change the perception, you know, that's when the true change is going to come. And the media is trying to control the perception like they've always have. And that's what we have to do. We have to occupy the media. It's a perfect example right here. You know, Al Sharpton know we're going to get delegates. They know we're shooting for a broker convention. They know that it's possible the way that we're going, and we're picking up all these delegates. We just won in Missouri. You know, I got people on telling the stories about them winning. So, you know, it's proof in the pudding. We're actually out there. You know, Romney supporters are not out there. You know, Santorum supporters, not that much. And Newt, I don't know what anybody is on if you're supporting Newt Gingrich. As a matter of fact, we did a tabling event, not a tabling event. We were outside in Pasadena. What was it, last weekend? I think it was last weekend or the weekend before. And, you know, we were out there waving the signs, trying to get people registered for Ron. And somebody came by. Young guy, had his girlfriend with him, too. You would never think that he was a Newt Gingrich supporter. He said, yeah, Newt was the only chance we had. It's like, what? I think even his girl gave me a disgusting look like, I can't believe my boyfriend just said that. I looked at her like, I can't believe your boyfriend just said that. Like, Newt Gingrich, are you serious? How could anybody young, you know, 20s, 30s, even think about voting for Newt Gingrich? He don't care about you. You know, no one in the GOP does except Ron Paul, and Obama doesn't either. Now here's another thing, too. I put up a video earlier, probably about, I don't know, 6 months to a year ago, I can't remember, on YouTube, talking about how, actually back in November time it was, and back how they kept asking Ron Paul, you know, are you going to run for third party? And I was, you know, basically saying that they're doing this on purpose. They want to, again, control the perception, get people thinking that it's a waste of time, it's not worth voting for him, there's no purpose. So I just want to give you an example of how the media continuously, because that's what they're doing now, and they're going to continue to do it now. Just show you an example back in November to December time, around a month or 2 months, how they just keep on with the same question, keep on with the same narrative to make it seem like Ron Paul is not staying. Let's see if I can play this clip real quick for you. Hold on, get my levels up here.
Someone elected as a Republican, won't you ever ask him if we're running as a third-party candidate?
Would you consider running as a third-party, perhaps libertarian candidate for the presidency?
If you don't get the Republican nomination, could that independent candidate be Ron Paul?
There is speculation that if you don't win, you might run as a third-party independent candidate. So does that mean that you might then consider an independent run?
No, it does not mean that at all.
But would you?
Two quick questions. One, I know you're tired of being asked about it, but it's incumbent upon me to ask anyway. Are you going to run as an independent if you drop out of the Republican race here? Wouldn't it make sense to run as an independent at some point?
Would you run as a third-party candidate?
I'm not going to do that. I'm not planning. No, I'm not having
You're
any
not planning?
plans. I have no plans to do that.
Not a no.
Would you ever run as a third-party candidate?
In the event that you don't win the GOP nomination, are you still leaving that option open, that you would run as an independent?
And so I think that the possibility of running as a third-party candidate, perhaps as a libertarian, could be tempting for him.
Everybody wants to know if you would seriously consider, if you don't get the GOP nomination, a run as an independent.
Are you ruling out a third-party run at any point?
Yeah, Ron Paul. Aren't you going to run as a third-party candidate? I mean, I know you're like, what?
Okay. All right, well, you're listening to Occupy the Media. Sorry if it was clipping a little bit, but we'll be back. I'm Paco.
This national poll shows that Ron Paul is the best candidate that stacks up against Obama.
Well, Ron Paul wants to take away my Social Security, so I don't like him.
He's actually the only candidate that has a real plan to save your Social Security. Not only save it, but save the purchasing power of your monthly check.
Prices have been going up a lot lately.
We need to make cuts, bring our troops home to protect our own shores and borders, and rebuild our economy. Every other Republican candidate has proposed massive spending increases, not cuts.
And you say he can beat Obama?
He's got independents and young people coming out like no other candidate. The polls also show that he attracts some Democrats. It's time we start thinking about what kind of world we want to leave for the next generation.
I can make up my own mind, Martin. I don't need a lecture.